Hi everyone and welcome to And So On. My name is Lisa and today I've got a bunch of finished objects for you. Okay, I've been planning to do this for a couple of days and every time I got to the point of the day where the light was perfect, I just wasn't feeling it or I had something else to do or whatever. So I've actually happened on a new way to sit. Normally I sit facing the window and I've just flipped this around and I've got my iPad sitting on my ironing board. So it's quick and it's working for me, so I'm just going to stick with it. Now, I did have a lot of plans, and it was more than a week ago for sure, but I wanted to share what I've done. So I did take some footage of as I was going through this week, and so I'm going to put that in for you now. So I have had a pretty successful morning with, well, an early afternoon. What time is it? 2:30 a day. With my sewing, I'm going to take a little break now. And now I've taken a break. We went for a walk and all that, made lunch for the kids, but I'm going to take a break on this item. So I have finished constructing the majority of the Erin skirt. I've got my little peekaboo pockets here, and yeah, so the only thing I have to do now is I do have to sew down the back of this. This is actually what I just did, and then it didn't look right, and so I've just unpicked the whole thing. So I'm going to leave it now. And then I'm going to also need to put on the buttons and the buttonholes and the hem. So I'm going to save that for tomorrow. Move on to something else. I'm going to move on, change my needle now to a stretch needle or jersey needle or whatever I have. And I'm going to start on Lily's romper / the Pleiades dress. We'll see which one moves me to go first. And then I'm going to print out that apron and get Audrey to put it together. Okie dokie, here is Lily's romper. You may notice that I accidentally cut the lower half with the feathers going down and the upper half with the feathers going up. But Lily, bless her, says she likes that. So let me flip it over. On the back, all of the feathers are pointing the same way. I still have to hem the bottom and I have to add some elastic into the waist. And then the back at the top has an elastic casing. I actually do have to still attach the two little ends there, but yeah, but this elastic casing is the right size, and then she wants it cross back, and like you can see that I've just sort of stitched these together, so I'll cut them off here and replace them once I know how much fabric I have. But yeah, they turned out really cute. All right, this is done. Turned out really super cute. I hemmed it exactly to Lily's height. And I just did a waistband on top, no elastic in there, didn't need it. And then up here, the straps are a little makeshift because of how much fabric I had. So once I've cut the little t-shirt I'm going to do in this same fabric, I might replace those completely. Hello and welcome to Saturday afternoon. It is a bit of a drizzly, not cold, but not hot, which is I'm totally fine with, day outside. I had a nice walk this morning with my husband, and now I'm home getting some sewing. So I'm going to finish up the Pietra shorts as well as the Erin skirt. I've got all the finishing to do on those, buttonholes, hems, etc., elastic. And I'm going to make a start on the French Poetry Pleiades dress. I don't know that I'm going to get that done in time for tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm going to show you everything I've done so far, or everything I've accomplished this week. And then I also have the Hey June Durango tank printed off because I had said that I wanted to do some knits, and I think doing 1 or 2 of those will be a good start. So here I go. I'm going to be, right now I have trimmed down and I'm finishing some edges on the Pietra, and I'm going to add the elastic. It is a rainy Mother's Day, rainy, but I'm up in my room and I have been working on this Erin skirt, and I decided to do bias binding on the hem because I didn't want a double turned up skirt, and I've used this cotton that I bought to do masks and then decided not to do quite so many masks. So I have this stuff, and you can see that there are little birdies. See little birdies? Not too much because I didn't want it to be too cutesy, but I do really like this. So I basically attached it to the edge, turned it up, and then I've hand sewed it, which I'm enjoying more and more. And then now I am doing the markings for the buttonholes. We'll get those done. And then on the Pietras yesterday, I did the elastic. It fits really well. I actually might add one more line of stitching on here because it's bunching a little more. I don't know if I'm noticing it more because it's a plain fabric and lighter, but I feel like it needs one more, so I think I'm gonna do that. But other than that, the size 8, 8 fits much better. Yeah, so just sizing down made all the difference. I didn't have to do the wedge at the front. I also continued, so you're supposed to stitch in the ditch on these 3, but I do still find that this tends to pooch up a bit. And so instead I top stitch this all the way down so that it would lie a little more flat. But this cotton twill with the texture is beautiful. It works perfectly. And I think I'm doing the same thing here with the hem. So I've added, I didn't do as good a job as I've done on the other one, and so I've made more work for myself. Yeah, so I have to press this and then turn it up. And this, I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna do these by hand or if I'm going to stitch them. Yeah, I haven't decided. So those are good on the go. And then I also, do I have it here? I also printed off the Durango tank again, which I have at home and fits me really well and I really like it. So I printed off the Durango tank and I'm going to use that to make a couple of knit tops, which was on my list. I do have some new fabric to show you, but I'm gonna do that next time. All done, pretty on the inside. I did in the end do it by hand. I'm kind of getting used to it, and it's, I basically did the bias binding around the edge, folded it under, stitched it down with the machine. And then this is supposed to be a double fold, so I just folded it up once to the notch where the double fold would have been, and then stitched it there. And it's just so nice because you don't see anything on the other side, you know what I mean? So again, still pouring rain outside, so I'll show you photos next time, but yeah, I'm really loving doing all of these hand details. This is not hand, this I stitched down, but still. Yep, very happy. Deep breath every time. I like to switch it back and forth because I feel like it resets it, because sometimes it just doesn't work for weird reasons. So let's see here. And I also watch it and do it myself. I don't let it just decide. Get to the end, and then I stop, and then I press the backspace and it switches it. Sometimes it'll do it on its own correctly, and sometimes it won't, and then I have to pull it out, and it's so frustrating. So I just find it's better if I do it in that 4 stages on my own. All right, so if you watched my last video, which was sort of my midweek, here's what's been going on, you'll see that I did finish this. So this is something that I did last year, and I was having a hard time. I just made it a little bit too small because I hacked the bottom of it. Normally this was a Peplum, the Georgia Peplum top by StyleArc, which I picked because I really wanted these nice lines, and I've made another version as well. But when I made the waistband, I made it too small. And so even though it fit me, it was sort of within an inch of my life and wasn't super comfortable. So I had a couple of options. I tried first taking open this seam. That didn't work. It just looked ridiculous. I didn't try taking open the back because there is no seam there and I would have had to cut the fabric. So what I ended up doing in the end is I put a wedge. I put a triangle wedge, and even though it's perhaps not the most pleasing to the eye, I don't imagine anyone is going to notice, and it's going to be under my arm anyway, and it makes it more comfortable, and that's what's important. So gosh, I love this linen. I wish I had more.
Also, you saw in the video there that I was making a romper for Lily. Oh wait, let me find you the original. Okay, so this was the original romper, and it's an Old Navy romper. It has adjustable little straps, and it was quite long, had elasticate at the bottom, has a little bit of elastic here and a drawstring, and Lily really, really likes it and it's super comfortable. We got it at Value Village last summer sometime. So I basically took a pattern from this and I used this fabric, and it turned out really, really cute. So I don't have it with me because she has it downstairs, but here are some pictures of my little angel. She loves it. She wears it. One time she actually wore it right after we finished it. She basically wore it for 24 hours. She slept in it and then she wore it for school on the computer all the day, all the next day. So it was very, very sweet. So she loves it. Ah! Oh my goodness, I'm losing it. Maybe this isn't the best setup. I guess we'll see. Anyway, that turned out really cute, and I have enough left probably to do a little tank for her, which will be nice. I took the sleeves, as you saw, off of this flutter top, and I'll put in some pictures of how it turned out. I took them this morning just really, really quickly. I don't think this is going to become one of my favorite tops. I don't think it's going to become one of my most worn Me-Mades. However, it is more comfortable without the sleeves, and I do really like this V-neck. I'm going to keep that pattern just because this is exactly the shape V-neck that I like on a woven top. And yeah, when I put it on today without the sleeves, I think it's definitely something I will wear more because it's just a little more my style and a little more breezy. One thing that was not on the list, I don't think, for this week was a Pleiades dress that I've been talking about doing in that blue linen. So this is not 100% done, which is why I'm not wearing it. I still have to do something here with this arm neckband. With this binding, thank you, is the word I'm looking for, but it's gonna work. So if you remember the Pleiades dress by French Poetry, the Pleiades dress by French Poetry is a woven dress and it has a back zipper, and I wanted to make it out of this sort of, it's a linen look jersey. It does have, well, being that it's got some stretch, it does have some elastin in it. And I wanted to make the Pleiades without the sleeves because when I made my original one and tried it on without the sleeves, I really loved the look of that. So I also wanted to make it without the zipper, and I was hoping that by making a few adjustments, I might be able to do that. So I actually whipped this up this morning, which is why I don't have any video. It's not done. There's still things I have to do. I pressed this on too high of a setting and got a little mark, although thankfully it's not too bad. I don't think it's going to ruin it or anything like that. How did I adjust this? I dropped the V-neck to basically where my other one was dropped to. I dropped the back neck because the back neck basically went straight across. So I dropped about 2 centimeters at the top. Probably could have done more, but that's what I did. I also dropped this armhole a tiny bit. A lot of this was on the go. The side seams and the back seam, I did at 1 centimeter seam allowance instead of 1.5 centimeters, which is the standard in this. There's 1.5 centimeters seam allowance built in, which is basically 5/8. So I reduced that on the side so that I could get it over my head. So I'll put the pictures in that I just took today really quickly. So it is fitting and I can get it over my head. Like I said, have a few little adjustments to do. My husband feels that the gathers on the front are not even. I'm not opening it up again. It's not gonna happen. So it'll be what it'll be. But yeah, and it's obviously not hemmed yet. But as a quick, light summer top, summer dress, I think it's gonna turn out well. But I'll show this to you next time when it's done. Next, I had my Erin skirt and my Pietra shorts. So let's start with the Pietra shorts. And here they are. So these are great. So I did size down to the 8, and I think that was the key. It's definitely a size smaller than what it would say for me in the size guide, just so that you're aware. Now, I don't have a huge difference between my waist and my hips, so that might make a difference for if you're looking at the size guide. They need a little bit of a press. So a couple little things that I did different, and actually let me turn these inside out. So I really took my time doing some fun things with these. First of all, I did do the pocket in a corresponding, well, not corresponding, but you know what I mean, in a different fabric to save on main fabric. And I think that I already linked below Karina's video on that in the other video, but I can do it again. I also use this beautiful fabric to finish the edge on the facing. And then I also ended up doing the same thing and hand finished the hem, because I didn't really want, when I did the waistband on this, the back waistband, it got a little bunchy and a little weird, and it's fine now. Like, I fixed it, it's inside out, but I had a feeling that doing a double turned up hem in this fabric would not be pretty. And so I just decided not to bother. So I did this, and now it's just nice and clean. I also did top stitching all the way down to the bottom. And I also added one more line of stitching at the back. One more line just to make it a little more even. So anyway, these turned out great. I'll put in some photos so you can see what they look like. Yeah, I'm very pleased with these. I think I'll get a ton of wear out of them. They're just a nice, solid, neutral pair of shorts that I can just throw on whenever. And if I do make the pants at some point, which I probably will, I will definitely make the 8. Okay, and then the skirt also turned out super cute. Now, I'm short a button, of course. I don't know what it is with me that I cannot count buttons. I always think I need fewer buttons than I do. But I just put these gray plastic buttons on here. They're not fancy. That's what they had at the shop. So, but I did do again a pocket bag in the same fabric as the other pocket bag, and I did finish the hem in the birdie fabric. Again, I'm just getting into hand hemming stuff. I never would have thought I would have been someone to get into hand hemming things, but I'm really getting into the slow sewing, so it's great. Again, well, I'll put in some pictures. So again, a little on the roomy side, like the other one, but I did notice with the other one that when I sit down, I'm happy for the extra space, not so much when I'm standing. I think the only thing is that because I'm not filling it out as much in the hip, sometimes the pockets peek out just a little bit. So I'm going to keep an eye on it. I'm going to wash them and wear them for a while, and then depending on what happens, I might take them in a little bit. I also top stitched down this seam, which is not in there. But yeah, like, again, I can wear this with so many things, and with the high waist, I can start doing some little croppy tops. And then I talked about doing knit tops. So I took my Durango, I printed that off, I put it together, I showed you guys that, and I cut off probably about 3 inches from the bottom, so that because yes, I want to be able to tuck it in, but I don't want to be like tucking in for miles. Do you know what I mean? I want it to be just the right length to tuck in when you're wearing something high-waisted. So I ended up with this, and I don't know why, because I've done lots of neckbands and I have never had a problem. And for some reason, the Durango, I always end up with a puckery neckband. Yeah, I don't know why. It looks worse in this light, frankly. It does not look bad when I'm wearing it. I've actually, since I did this, cut down one size, because when I smooth it on myself up to the shoulder, it goes away. And so I'm wondering if actually I should be one size smaller to hold it more taut. But either way, it should lie flat, shouldn't it? Anyway, I do really like this neckband in terms of, I like the thickness of it. I like the shape of it. I had to unpick this once, and I had to unpick this twice. I can't remember if I said that in the video or not. Because this pattern is meant to be made on a serger, and I think there are instructions for a regular sewing machine, but I couldn't find them. And so in the end, I just did what I wanted to do, which is I did right sides together and then flipped it in, and then I can top stitch, but actually I didn't even need to. It just lies nice and flat. So I just like that, right like that as it is. Very comfortable. This is the granite cotton jersey from Minerva. If you'll remember, I made a well, where is it? It's right there. No, it's right there. I made this dress out of the same fabric, and I had this left over. And actually I have enough left over again for a little tank. So this is just a really nice, very soft, little more structure. It's like a medium weight jersey, and perfect for me. Like maybe like on a 40 plus day, weather-wise, it might be too hot, but for most days, it's actually perfect. Okay, that's all the finished objects. The apron. So Audrey has printed that off, put it together, and now we are constructing. Is it here? No. She actually sewed together. We planned where we wanted the different pieces to be, and she sewed together the panels so that they're ready to cut. We can get 2 out of it, no problem. And if you remember, they were 2, I'll put a picture in case you don't remember, 2 sets of samples. So they were €6 each. So I spent €12 on enough really cute fabric for 2 aprons. So these samples worked out perfectly. One more thing to show you, hang on. And then while I was at the sewing shop, I wanted to take advantage while the Katia fabric was still on sale, because in my experience here, Katia fabric does not go on sale very often. And so I wanted to take advantage of it. So I got 3 different fabrics, 2 jerseys, and a cotton. So this is for Lilybell, and this is going to be a Lilybell. Oh, nice. My husband brought me wine. Come, come. Cheers. Cheers. It's that kind of day, you guys. I've been a little like, I don't know, under the weather, kind of a bit of ennui. Anyway, wine o'clock. It is after 5. Here, not even somewhere, here. Okay, so this is for Lilybell. I picked it out and I just thought it was so cheery and fun. I got it's just a meter. Yeah, my mom always used to do this for, actually I think this is a yard, like from, if you hold your arm out and hold it to your nose, that's a yard. And a meter is 10% more. I don't have a pattern picked out for this yet, but I'm gonna make Lilybell a nice, pretty dress. Audrey's romper as well. So she wants PJs instead of a romper. And we're picking out a t-shirt and shorts that she likes, that she already has, for us to copy. So I keep saying to her, I can't make it for you if you don't give it to me. So she'll get something soon, but she did get those shorts, so she's pretty pleased. Okay, so I love this fabric. Isn't that awesome? This is a jersey. It's a nice, the thing about the Katia jersey and fabric is it's very good quality, I gotta say. It reminds me a little bit of the art gallery fabric, maybe even a little bit nicer. Yeah, it's really nice. That's why I thought, you know what, so this is normally €13 a meter, I think, between 12 and 14, depending on which one you get. And they had all of them down to $9.60 a meter. So it's like 30% off or more. And I just thought this was so cute. And I really feel like it's something that I could wear, the kids can wear. I got a meter, I got what they had left, actually, now that I remember. So I think I wanted 1.5 meters, and in the end they had 1.33 meters. So I got 1.33 meters, but it's quite wide, good width, or normal width, but like not narrow or anything like that. And so I'm doing a t-shirt for me for sure, and hopefully I can get a little tank and shorts for one or both of the kids out of it. But really, really nice, really nice. I don't know, it almost even would be nice for a little romper for moi, but moi gets lots of things, so I should probably make it for the kids. But I definitely want a t-shirt for me in this. I think it's really, really classic and cool. And then lastly, for moi, is this gray and white, fairly basic jersey. Nice and thick, good weight. I want a maxi dress. So Me Made May, and I'm gonna do a separate video on that because I'll do like the first half and the second half, considering that we're already on day 12. So I'll do like day 15 and then day 31. This is my Tabor V-neck, by the way. I am wearing Me Made. So through the beginning of Me Made May, one of the things I realized is I have nothing maxi. I have a maxi skirt that's not be made, which is fine, but I do wear it a lot in the summer. It's also stripes. It's like hot pink and black stripe skirt. And I really want a maxi. So if you guys have a suggestion, I'll put in a picture of the one I'm thinking of, and that's the Sunshine Dress by Patterns for Pirates. I haven't actually ever done a Patterns for Pirates pattern. That's right, yeah, Patterns for Pirates pattern. I've downloaded a couple, but I haven't actually made one. So this pattern looks, what I like about this pattern is there's ruching down the sides, which is nice. I like the wrap version. There's also a halter version that's nice. Strapless I wouldn't wear, but the halter and the ruched and the wrap are nice. And it has pockets, but something that has like the ruching and a waist seam and the pockets, I think would be very comfortable. So I'm debating buying that pattern. But if anyone else has another idea, I'm happy to hear it. I got 2 meters of this, figuring that I'll have extra. So I'm going to do the maxi dress at some point, and then hopefully get a t-shirt or shorts or whatever for the kids. I haven't bought the kids any clothes for summer, so anything that they're getting now I'm making. So yeah, I also have some more fabric coming from Minerva, and I still haven't bought any birthday / Mother's Day fabric. So I think I'm going to do an order with Nunoya soon. And I also might do an order with Stoff and Still. I don't know. I'm waiting for fabric that really moves me, that I really, 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 really want to work with. And I do still have some things over there and here to work with. So I'm not hurting for fabric, but I have a gift certificate from my sisters and my dad that I really want to get something special with, not just, you know, gray and white cotton. So yeah, but I'm gonna wait until there's something that I really, really want, and there's a couple on the Nunoya site that I'm gonna order for sure. I'm gonna order some of that, and then other than that, I gotta wait and see. Okay, I'm in a bit of a weird mood today, you guys, but hopefully you're still with me, and if you are, cheers. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.